how does your circle, the people you hang around with, your friends, how do they influence you? In today's podcast, Cece and I, we're going to share our experience. So stay tuned.
Friends, welcome back to another episode of the Blissology podcast. I am your host, Cece, and I'm joined by my husband.
Hey, everybody, this is Will, and
Hey,
welcome. If this is your first time with us, please remember to subscribe and hit on the notification bell so you can be notified when we put out these videos. This is a weekly podcast where we talk about
love, life, family, relationships, your circle,
the people you hang out with,
the people you hang around with. But you guys know, here on this podcast, we mostly talk about relationships. And we told you guys before, we're not experts. We just share our experiences with you all. So therefore, and we figure there's a lot of us that can use,
some sharing.
Yeah. So now before we get into the topic of the day, we like to go over our blissful moment with you guys. So what is your blissful moment, honey? Well, we had one this morning, right?
Yeah, we took a trip down memory lane.
On
our early days of marriage, we used to spend a lot of time watching TV. So somehow we got to talk about how much time we spent watching The Family Guy.
We had a good 15 minutes talk.
Yes, we were going down all the characters and who was what.
Yeah.
I know I was drawing a blank on who was Cleveland's wife. So I had to go online and find out who his wife was.
Well, you started the conversation.
Quagmire
you started with something giggly. I think
Quagmire.
You mentioned.
Yes, that Quagmire. I don't know how.
That's how you started with it. And
I think I made a comment giggly. And I was driving the whole time.
And I was exercising the whole time.
Yes, I think I made a comment and that giggity thing comes up. And Quagmire does do that because he was always horny. He always wants to do something.
He was home.
We watched a lot of Family Guy.
Yes, such a bad. Yeah. Yes.
We watched a whole lot of it, and it's been a good almost 10 years since we stopped watching.
Right. Yes. Well, we have kids
about
now.
A year or so before our first daughter was born.
Yes.
We spent a lot of time watching TV, and that's probably why I don't quite like TV now because I
feel like it was a waste of time?
So much time in it. But listen, just sitting back and talking about Family Guy and all the different episodes and some craziness that happened on the show. Although it was cartoon, but it still is because I found out they're still around. Yeah, I didn't know the show was still on the air, but they still are.
Yes. This morning when I was getting the girls to ready for school, they mentioned that there's going to be a new episodes of Family Guy when it comes to the vaccine.
So you're gonna encourage people to vaccinate. So I'm wondering, probably Peter's gonna go get vaccinated, and Stewie, and Brian.
Yeah.
Actually, the dog can't get vaccinated, but Brian will probably get vaccinated.
Brian is.
Because he got everything.
And the mayor probably going to be against it or something.
I don't know, but you know what? As much as I don't want to watch, that show, I'd like to see what happens. Because I'm looking
forward to that.
I've had a lot of great time watching Family Guy.
Out of all the shows, my husband and I, we had a moment this morning. And you guys know, all we talk about is work, business, motivational stuff. But somehow this morning, we were just like,
Family Guy. It was a Family Guy session. And it started with that Quagmire. Till right now, I still can't remember why I was thinking of that giggity thing that Quagmire usually do.
And I couldn't remember the black guy's name. I'm like, he's the black guy on the show, but he's a white
slow
man.
Talker. And yeah, Cleveland. I had to pull him up to get his name.
And that's Joey, I think, the guy in a wheelchair.
Yes,
Joe.
Yes, he's like the very muscular guy.
Yep, he's Joe, not Joey. Joe. I mean, we had a great moment. I mean, it's always good to go back, prior.
Well, a lot of times we look at things that we did, and yes, we can easily say we wasted a lot of time, but life is about moments. And I'll tell you, while we were talking about all the characters, I was envisioning, man, this happened, this happened, how funny it was, and how much laughter that I got from watching that show. But as much as I want to, I'm not going to turn on the TV and watch them.
But we should turn on. We should
I don't
turn
know,
in.
maybe on the weekend.
We should turn in this weekend just to see what that new show is about.
The new episode
is about. Yes.
You know, there's certain things that I used to do. I'm trying to not allow myself to get back in it because there's things when you kind of get a little bit of a taste.
Yeah.
Like, man, I'm probably going to do a little bit more.
You get comfortable.
And then a little bit more. And before you know it, you're right back in.
That's right.
I don't want to do that. No.
No. We can binge watch Family Guy one Saturday, you know, while it's raining and we eating pizza or eat something. I don't know, salad. Nah. Nah. But yeah, maybe we just do that one Saturday and just watch. Because, you know, we work hard during the week. So it's always good to just like, you know, sit back and watch something interesting.
You know, let your mind just chill.
Yeah, because your mind do a lot of thinking during the week. And my mind is always running constantly. Even when I'm asleep, it's not sleeping. It's moving around.
If you ever gotten up in the morning and you feel tired, it means you've been sleeping. Yes, your eyes may have been shut, but your mind's been running.
Yes. So, but yes. Yeah, it was fun. It was interesting. I really felt like, wow.
So obviously we're not promoting the show or anything.
We're not getting paid.
But if you're into watching, and it's a cartoon for actually everyone. I'm sure everyone knows what the Family Guy is.
Yes.
It's a cartoon, but it's a grown-up cartoon.
Yes.
Lots of jokes, lots of unusual, and a lot of politically not correct type of stuff happen on that show.
For real.
But you can get a good laugh out of it. And I know we had great laughs. And just thinking about it, it got me smiling. So.
Yes. You know, one thing I got to say is too, but I never really, somehow, the other show that was very similar to Family Guy was never
American Dad.
I was like, okay, I'm going to give it a few episodes just to watch it back then, not now. Right. But I never really.
Well, it wasn't kind of your thing, but American Dad was funny too, but it was different. Yeah. Futurama.
No.
Was good.
No.
Now that's no longer in the air.
My dad has that show
I think it's King of the Hill or something.
King of the Hill. Yes, it's my dad's favorite show. Yes. King of the Hill and Family Guy. Those are his shows. But we know that we cannot watch that show around kids because it's a lot of interesting words.
It's not,
especially with Quagmire. You should not.
Hey, Quagmire's always horny. He's always getting ready to do somebody. You know, you give Quagmire whoever, he's just gonna go with
whoever.
Yes, I think if.
You know, I remember that old man. I think that old man that always
that old
wanted.
Guy?
Yeah,
Chris and that old guy. So I was trying to get his hand on Chris, but he's a nice old guy. He's always got some little smooth way of talking to Chris.
Too nice. He was an old.
So, like
man.
I said, this show has a lot of politically incorrect stuff in there, but it's good for humor. And obviously, humor is not always politically correct, and obviously it's not real life. You can get a good laugh out of it and enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
What's there to do if you can't live and enjoy yourself for a moment?
Exactly.
In fact, I'm going to watch that new episode and maybe a few of the old ones this weekend.
Yeah, and then maybe you can share with.
I'm going to substitute that for our movie nights. I'm going to cancel the kids' movie night.
Oh, no, the kids. No, baby, they're not going to.
No, I'm going to cancel their movie night. I'll take that time and watch Family Guy.
No, I disagree. I don't think you should do that, but you can always go in your office and close the door and watch Family Guy.
I might do that.
There you go.
Just don't be jealous when you hear me laughing.
Don't be jealous. All right, guys. Yes, this is our blissful moment because we had a fun time this morning talking about this while my husband was driving to work.
Of all things.
Family Guy. Yes. And then yeah, it was interesting. So now let's talk about your circle. You know, last week we talked about how we influence each other, right? We talk about what I do, the way I do certain things. My husband kind of like, see, you know what? Certain things that my wife does really make an impact in my life. Now, how does
the people around you impact you?
your family, your friends, people you work with, who else? People you go to church with, right? Your community. That's a good question.
And they all have some. They all could potentially have some type of impact on how you do things.
Yes. They all do. They all have their own special ways of how they do certain things and of how they influence you, right?
Yeah. I mean, you can look around you to see who in my circle is doing
better.
Maybe what I'm looking to do. You know, the people who are around you, whether you want it or not, will have some impact on you. Now, you have to be strong about what you want and look for what you want out of life. Now, if it's friends that you have, like Les Brown says, you can have certain friends for certain things.
Right.
And there are certain things or certain project you may want to get into. There are certain friends that may not be the friends you bring that up to because they're not that type of friends.
Right.
I remember when I was younger, before I met you, for me to start working out, we had a friend that we used to work with, and he was a workout person. You know, if you need to get into the gym, he'll make sure that he gets you into the gym, gets you motivated to work out. And that's how I started. And I couldn't miss a night of workout. Not that he would come and drag me, but by the way this person carried himself.
So he will make you feel bad.
Well, not intentionally. Right. But if he asks you, let's get to the gym, yes, it's difficult for me not to say no, because he is actually the benefits of what he looks like, the benefit of what the gym gets. He's buff, he looks the part. And if you want to be it, yes, he's going to the gym. You just want to tag along so you can get it. So in that sense, he was my motivator to work out.
Right. Makes sense.
So I've had people that I was in school with that they will study. I mean, this person, you call them, they're studying. So they make you want to study just so you can be, because that person is the person that helps you realize for you to do well, you have to study.
Right.
And their grades reflect that as well. So when you're around this person, it makes you want to study just so you can do, because that's what you talk about. Just like if you're around people that are talking about how bad things are, you will see things as bad as they do.
Yes.
Yeah, but the people you hang around with can influence you, sometimes in ways that you don't expect. So that's why you got to pay close attention to who's around you.
Yes. And I totally agree with you, baby. I definitely think that, you know, especially me when I was in high school, there was the three of us, you know, my friend and I, we were just like, you know, pushing each other up, motivating each other, right? In a sense where we had to make sure that we get good grades, because we were always together from ninth grade all the way through college. We wanted to make sure that we don't leave one, you know, hanging. Like if we notice that one of the girls will like suffer, you know, like not doing too well in class, we'll make sure that, okay, we got to study together so you can get it, so we can all move up together. Yeah. I feel that's a great circle that you want to make sure that you hold on to. There's people that have cage, not circle, right? When you think about it, a circle promotes you to do better. Like you help each other out, not like
a cage that trapped you.
Right. Well, you can't go nowhere. You just like stuck.
And some of us find ourselves stuck. And now that, you know, obviously I'm not in high school anymore. I don't have a workout buddy. I'm married. I have kids.
A workout buddy.
I do have a workout buddy. But when I wake up in the morning to work out, she's sleeping.
Then I'm not doing no.
But that's me saying, obviously, I do have a workout buddy, but she's in bed when I'm working out. But obviously, I'm not in school anymore. I don't have that guy that we used to go work out together. At one point, my brother was my workout buddy, right? But we live a distance apart from each other. He works out at 4:00 in the morning. We can't get together at 4:00 in the morning. It's just not gonna happen.
And you in bed at 4:00 in the morning?
Yes, I don't wake up at 4, so he wakes up before I do. So, but now that we are where we are, how does the circle that you have? I mean, when you are a couple with kids, and obviously you're business minded, you're looking to do something for yourself. You're looking to grow yourself, both financially, spiritually, and your family, of course. Mm-hmm. What type of circle do you need to have around you, and what are you looking to get, or what are you looking to give those around you? Because many times the circle that you're in, you have to be able to give some while you're getting some. Because it's not all about getting.
Yes.
So, I mean, when we look around, yes, there's certain people in our community. I mean, our parents does influence us in some ways because they're there to give us, I mean,
guidance.
There's that guidance, but more like it's emotional support.
Yes.
You know, our parents are not the type that would shut down things that we're looking to do. They kind of let us run, and obviously share their opinions, not so much dictates what we should do. Because some parents will literally tell you, I need you to do this. No.
Yes.
Branson give an opinion. I think this, great, thank you. And yes, if we can make it work with what we do. But they don't impose themselves on us.
Yes. I mean, I definitely agree. One thing about my parents is that they've always pushing my brother and I to do better, like in terms of finding ways to grow, to whether if it's through business or education. They always want that, hey, I know you're doing this business. There are any other things that you can do to add more income into this? You know, we constantly talking about this when it comes to that, where my parents always tells me, hey, listen, trying to see if you can implement this in the business and see if it's gonna work this way, right? Which is what we need. We need to have that kind of people.
Well, you know, having people that sees the potential in you,
right? That's
important. And I know our parents are very proud of what we've done. Although sometimes it's not an easy thing for them to express.
Oh,
but one thing you'll find, and I find that when I meet someone who knows who my parents are, and they'll say, "Oh yes, I've heard of you." But there are things that I think my parents shared with people that they haven't shared directly with me because it's not something that maybe the comfort is not there. But some people are very good at giving you compliments.
My parents are
behind your back.
Well, behind your back, yes.
They'll give you. They'll really talk you up to someone.
Right.
But sometimes when they're like right there with you, the talk up is not quite there. I mean, they are proud.
But you need it too.
You need it. But you know, sometimes that's not something that's common in our community and in our work. Because obviously our parents, many of them didn't come up in an environment where they were getting this.
Right.
But I realized that because I've met many people that have come across my parents. Actually, I had one of my coworkers at another location who met my dad. He actually sent me an email. It says, "Hey, I met your dad. He talked great about you."
Okay.
Yes, and I was like, oh, "Yeah," because it's not common that I get this. I got that email. It was some Saturdays ago. Yeah, and then I read it. It's like, "Yeah," the email says, I met your dad on such and such date. I was able to help him. He talked great about you. Hey, I'm glad I was able to help. So I reached out to him. But yeah, so it's good to know that we have people around us who feel that way about us, because that just pushes us to do more.
Yes. And I'm always saying this, you know, one thing I do learn from, that we want to keep saying our parents, because that's who we really have been getting most of the pushing to go forward, right? Is that when it comes to my mom and my dad, they will tell you that, hey, listen, you're doing a great job. Keep going. We see what you're doing. Keep thriving and keep pushing. It's always good to recognize when your kid is doing something, and when you're doing something good. It may not just be your parents. It could be like a friend that recognize that, hey, well, you doing such a great job. Like, I see how you work in your business. You know, you very motivate me to push mine or to keep pushing. And
this is where you have to watch who's around you, because on that same token, you could have someone around you that always find fault in everything that happens.
Yes, those are called haters.
And this is where you have to be very cautious as to who you keep around. Like Steve Harvey says, not everyone is gonna make it with you to your destination. Sometimes you have to be willing to leave some behind. And there are some people in your circles, it's okay to cut them loose.
It's okay to let them go.
It's okay to fire them.
Listen, you probably was only to be in my surroundings for
The beginning of
the
things.
beginning of things, right? Or for a certain season of my life. Now that season is over,
I'm firing you and hire some other people.
I mean, it is what it is. And sometimes I feel like we feel so bad to let go of someone if they don't bring any positive influence in your life. Think about it.
Well, we're taught to care about people's feelings. I mean, think of when we were just said, don't do this to the classmates because you can hurt them. The teachers taught us that. Our parents, we taught to be nice to people. Now, being nice to people sometimes means that if something's going to hurt someone's feeling, we will do our best not to do it. But if someone is holding me back in life by pouring whatever negativity they have in my head, I need to feel good about letting you go. Now, I'm not going to hate you as a person.
Right.
We're just not going to be interacting on that level. I see you, I say hi, but don't think you're going to find out what I've been doing. Or am I going to ask your opinions? No. So in that sense, I'm not saying hate people and kick people to the curb or cross them off your list. No, I'm there for you. It's just you get put in a different category.
In a different basket.
In a different basket. But yeah, I mean, your circle has so much to do with where you are and where you're going.
Yes.
And you have to watch that. And that circle could be within your household. It could be the people that you work with.
Yes.
Imagine if you work in a place where no one wants to do anything more than what they are hired for.
Yeah.
They want nothing else.
Yeah.
So you'll probably want nothing else but that, because that's what everyone around you is doing. So and we tend to act similarly to those who are around, and this is what we have to really watch. So if you have the drive to do things and everyone around you wants to do nothing, you need to find people who wants to do things, because that's going to keep you moving towards doing things.
Yes, and that's called networking. Okay.
Yes.
Networking will open so many doors more than a degree can.
Oh yes.
So you think about, you go on LinkedIn. You think about going on Facebook. The thing about Facebook, you gotta know what you're looking for, right? Because there's some people on Facebook who are so great at pouring into other people. Like, hey, I believe in you. I know you can do this. And there's other people that's just there to just do drama. And so you gotta know which path are you going. You gotta make sure that you go to the one that going to boost you up. Because if I'm like in a 6-figure, it's gonna be hard for me to
hang out with people in the 4 figures.
Well, I don't want to put it that way, but yes. I would listen. It's going to be hard for me to be around someone who just want to hang. Okay. Well, yes. I don't want to just hang. If I'm talking to you, like my husband, sometimes when we on the phone talking, I'm like all fired up. My energy is like, let's go, baby. Let's go. I'm putting that fire on him. I'm like, babe, this fire, this energy that I have, I'm sharing it with you. So we are pouring energy, to each other. I know, because of that, I keep a fire extinguisher close by in case I get burned. You won't get burned. I got lit up and on fire. But yeah, she constantly pouring this on, and I do my best to counter that with more, because that just helps us keep moving in the right directions. And where we are now, obviously we're married, we're living as a couple, we have children. We have to be very cautious around the people that we hang out with, the people that we share ideas with. In fact, many ideas stay among just us. Just us. Because you never know. Not everything you're doing needs to be out in public. Yes. There's certain things that you have to keep it closed in, and then it comes out. And we say, man, I didn't know that. Yeah, you didn't know because I didn't want you to know. Because you know why we didn't want you to know? Because you were going to tell us about it's a bad idea. Right? Yeah. Because there's a lot of times when we share ideas with someone else, like it could be a family member, where you share the idea with about the things that you want to do. And then next thing you know, they'll tell you, well, if I were you, I wouldn't have done it that way.
Good thing you're not me.
Or you should do what everybody else is doing. Why go this way? Because I'm not everybody else. Okay. We all here for purpose, for a reason. So therefore, I'm following where my energy wants me to go.
And if you're around people that are sharing that same energy, that same drive, it just gives you more drive.
Yes.
To keep driving.
Yes.
To wherever you're driving to. And hopefully you get there driving.
Hopefully you get to your destination. And that destination is 8 figures, right? So the thing is, it's the same way too. Like when we've been to conventions before, whether if it's tradings or whether if it's whatever it is. But man,
it's good to be around people who want the same thing you want to.
Man, it's good. It's like the energy, that's why it's hard. It's so hard for me to be around someone who's just moping around. If you're moping around, you bring my energy. I don't want to be around you. I'm sorry. I'm not being mean or anything. I just feel like where I'm at right now, it's just hard for me to be around someone who just like, I don't know what I want. I don't know. You're moping around. You need to get around.
Well, but not everyone wants the same thing that you want. Some people just want what they have now and nothing more. And they'll probably be happy for the rest of their life with what they have now. Now, you find some people that complain about what they have now.
And there's people that don't.
And they want to do nothing to change what they have now except complaining.
But there's also people that don't know what they want.
Then these people are lost.
They need to get a coach. And I'm right here.
Well, yes. I mean, if someone's in the stage where they can't figure out what they want, unless if you can help them figure out what they want, then yes, you can be a great resource for them. But if it means you spending the time and the energy to help them figure out what they want while you're putting what you want on hold, I don't think that's a good use of your time. Because
your circle needs to be positive.
Like-minded people.
If you're not talking business with me, hey, I don't mind. How's it going? How's life? Hey, life is great. Business is booming. We okay where we are, or winning more money. I'm one of those people that want to talk like that. We good. How's everything's going? But I'm not about to just hear sad. Not that was sad stories because this happened.
Well, there are some people that want you to feel bad for them. So whenever you see them, they have always the saddest story to tell you how bad things are. And they want you to go, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry this happens to you. What can we do to help? There's some people, they want that. It seems like they want that. I mean, they see you, they start pouring that. And you're like, geez, man, the amount of effort I have to put just to listen to that.
Listen, we're human beings. We don't mean to be harsh or anything like that, but it's the truth, y'all. It's the truth. The truth sometimes hurts, and it is what it is. And I think it's just because where we are at the stage of life where we are, we just don't really have time to just settle and not wanting to do more.
Now, don't get us wrong. It's not, we're not workaholic. We want to have fun as well. Because life is right now. Life is right now. Yes, we may go hard at it. However, if we're going to do something for fun, we're going to go hard at that as well.
Yeah.
Because we got to enjoy living. Obviously, we're raising kids. Yeah. And we want to teach them. Yeah, many people talk about work-life balance. Sometimes that doesn't exist.
Gary would say that clearly.
Work kind of intertwined with life itself because it's part of life. You just have to make sure that when it's this is this, when it's that is that, and if they overlap, it's okay. You'll make up for it on the other side. Because yes, you could be in a family trip and you have to handle something for 5-10 minutes. You do it, but once you're done, you get back and still enjoy yourself as much as you need to.
Yes,
because remember, you are able to take that family trip because that work is giving you the income that you need. If you say forget it, then how are you going to pay for the family trip next time you need to have it? So it's important because it's part of life and all of it depends on each other.
Right.
So we're not promoting crazy work. And yes, we want to have fun as well.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I want to be able to go.
This is where that will have issues with people that sees no benefit in enjoying life.
Yeah. Yes.
Because if it's all about work, and there's no time for life, then what's the point? You're going to drop dead one day and you forget to live.
You forget to live your life. Yeah.
When you get to the other side, God asks you, what did you do? I worked. And nothing else, at your funeral, people couldn't find things to say. Besides,
right.
He's always at work.
He's always at work, never at a family time.
It's one thing if you're surrounded by workaholic, you may become one.
No, you will become one. Okay. One thing I gotta say too is that when it comes to the community, for me, I know although I haven't been to the church as much as I used to prior of COVID, right? The way that I influence the youth at my church is definitely through their dreams, their ideas, the things that they want to do. I am one of their biggest cheerleader when it comes to the things that they want to do. Okay. I'm always telling them that do what you want, not what the society wants you to do or the community wants you to do. And sometimes it's hard. It's hard because they may want to do something that's a little bit over what their parents used to. And they may be like where the parents may want them to just do the 9 to 5 or do the regular life, which is, well, go to work, married, have a home, then have a family, then die, and then work until you die. And I'm one of those people that always tell them that you don't have to live the life that your parents live, right? Although it's their life, it's great. This is what they wanted. But for you, you have to choose what you want. If you have to go all the way to Vegas to learn some kind of a career thing that you're really passionate about, go for it. Because you need to have someone that tells you to go for what you want. Because if the fire isn't here, regardless of what people want you to do, if you're not doing it, it's going to be hard for you to pursue that.
Yes. I mean, and this is where the circle is important. Because as I have mentioned, sometimes you could be the one taking from the circle, but right. you should be able to bring something to give.
Yes.
And if you're dealing with those who's looking to find their ways and you're helping them go over that hump to really realize that they have potential. Yes, do that.
Yes.
Because it doesn't do anyone any good if you've gotten to a level and you don't put any effort on bringing those who's coming up with you. Mm-hmm. Because we all depend on each other. Because many of us are where we are right now is because there's someone that we can look up to that helps us realize that there's more that we can do. So we push forward. And if we can do that for someone who's coming up, yes, it does help. It's just that I think as someone had said, when you start at this level together and you push yourself here. Now you have a choice where the other person that's there, you can kind of come down and help them, but you run the chances of staying here with them, or you can really influence them to catch up with you and they'll come and meet up with you.
Yeah.
So if you can do that to help people.
Well, they never meet up with you.
No, a lot of people have helped a lot of people get up.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And I applaud anyone who's made it in their careers and in their life that actually look back and see how can I help others.
Right.
I applaud them because they could have just sat on their thrones. Well, they're not kings, but they could have sat on their money and fame and just enjoy it and say, forget it.
Yes.
But if they actually find themselves to go back and see how can I influence or help those who's coming up be better, I very, 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 very proud of people who does that.
Yes, we talk about this all the time too, where when you made it, you want to go back to reach out to the ones that are still struggling.
And
right?
I'm looking for someone in my community who's made it to come and help me get to where they are. Well, I'm constantly looking. Hey, listen.
It is what it is, though.
But I'm looking.
Maybe it's gonna be you.
And if it's me, great. But I'm sure there's other people in my community that may have.
Do you see anyone like in your mind?
That's where I need to be or where I'd like to be?
Yes.
Not yet, but I'm looking. What? If you don't look, you don't find.
Well, you said you've been looking for a while.
So until I find it, I won't stop. This
Maybe
is
that
the power.
person's gonna be you. Maybe you'll be the one that's going to reach Because you do have a lot of people that look up to you in our community, right? A lot of young men.
That may be me.
But
I
think
then,
that's gonna be you.
I keep looking and I keep working.
Because if you ask me, I don't.
For the level that I'm looking to get to, I haven't gotten it. But I've known a lot. I've come across a lot of people virtual. I can't say that I know them, but I know of them.
Yes,
who's where I want to be, and I'm using them as my model now to get to.
Yeah, it's your mentor, your virtual mentor, right?
But in the physical, I don't see it.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah,
me neither.
Like there's even a level that I want to get to in terms of income, even within my current organization, within my peers, I don't see it.
Yeah,
and it's okay.
I
keep looking.
Maybe that person is you. That happens a lot of time, right? When you keep looking, and you're like, man, I don't see this. I don't see like me in their shoes or me up there. But then it's probably going to be you. Mark my words, hey, listen, like my dad said all the time.
I'll take it, and I'll make the best use of it.
You already have people who you influence.
I'm a good man.
You just answer your child back.
Yes,
but no, it's important. It's definitely important. Like you said earlier, which I definitely agree. Whether if it's like your home, your circle of your husband, your wife, because our daughters are looking up to me and my husband, but me more so because they're like, what mommy does,
there's certain things I do, my daughters do not want to do those things.
Yes. And when you ask them, grandma asked them the other day, like, what do you guys want to do when you grow up? I want to be a businesswoman like mommy, because they already have that mindset, and they will have that. It starts early on. It starts when they're little, when they're small like this, and they start thinking that they want to be a businesswoman, a businessman. And of course, they're going to have the right circle. We're going to make sure they have the right people around them, right? Whether they are the one that's taking the advice or they're the one that's giving the advice. And of course, we can get a mentor where we get that help from, and whatever that we've given, we share with other people who don't have access to it.
Yep.
So I'm always sharing things, but most of the time I'm like, okay, who's giving to me? I don't really, unless if it's my husband, which is at home, but then he's a man. I want to get it from someone else. Then I would get
the hey? Okay, correction. She wants to get advice, influence from others in addition to the advice and the influence that I've provided to her. Just wanted to get that clarified.
Okay, we get that out the way. Okay, we got that.
Once no misunderstanding and this whole getting it thing.
Outside. It's always good. Of course, I do have my virtual friends that I consider friends. I do have my virtual friends. I have a specific ones that I really look up to, and they make me want to do better and grow.
The people that we look up to helps us broaden our horizon. They help us change the way we view things, which in turns help us benefit or take advantage of things around us. Keep pushing forward and achieve the things. If you're around people that thinks with limits, then you'll never think beyond. However, if you're around people, you expose yourself to people that are doing beyond.
Yes.
You will want to do beyond.
Exactly.
I made my point.
That's it. You mic drop. Okay. You just dropped the mic, sir. Yes. Absolutely true. So
anyway, guys, look at the people who are around you, the people that you hang out with. Are they sharing the same vision that you have? Now, that's not me saying that if someone doesn't do things the way you do, just drop them. You can start, putting people in different categories just to make sure that there are things that you're looking to do that if this is the best person to share it with, then that's the person to share it. Or if you need to get a new circle altogether, get a new circle because it'll benefit you in the long run.
I did it. You can do it too.
Yes. So this is our podcast on how does your circle influence you.
Yes.
You know, and believe me, whether you like it or not, the people around you has some influence on the way you do things. So I hope that we've shared our experience, our views on who to keep around and who not to keep around.
Who to let go.
Who to let go, who to fire. And listen, I'm hoping this has been very beneficial to you, and obviously share it with anyone you think this may be beneficial to, and share your experience with us. I think we all have had experience with people around us, things that we find that they do that may not quite in line with what we want.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've dropped someone in a very efficient way, you can share that as well.
Yes, of course.
But we appreciate you guys listening to this podcast. And again, I'm hoping that we've shared enough with you to maybe help you take a look around to see who you're hanging out with and are they helping you get to where you need to go. So
ask yourself this question. Do you have a circle or do you have a cage?
Ask yourself the question. Do you have a circle or do you have a cage? If you have a cage, break out of it. If you have a circle, see what you can do to expand out of that circle.
Yes.
All right. So this is it for tonight. Thank you very much. If this is your first time with us, please remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be notified when we put out these videos. For those of you who've been with us for a while, we appreciate the support. Our anniversary is coming next month. A year. It's coming next month. So
we've been
check
consistent,
us out.
Okay?
Check us out on the audio channel, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn Radio, Spotify, SoundCloud, and obviously you're watching us on YouTube right now. So thank you very much for listening, and we will see you guys next Saturday.
Bye.
Peace.